Hello there. Welcome to Club Nintendo level 206. How you doing, Aaron?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. And, much to talk about with recent acquisitions on your end, which very exciting week
Yeah.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
And, John, how are you doing?
I'm stellar.
Excellent.
I'm riding this
Stellar,
wave
stellar,
of plastic all the way into the 8 billion people in the world.
Yeah, we had an exciting pre-show where we got very depressed about the state of the world.
Were we
I wasn't depressed. I was just reflecting.
Reflecting on, ingesting plastic and all sorts of good stuff. Aaron not trusting the seal of a glass jar.
Yeah. If it's sealed with like a metal lid and just glass, I don't trust it.
Like
Snapples, you hear the pop.
The Snapple?
The Snapple
yeah,
pop,
so
that's gonna
yeah, like I have to have something that gives you an indication that it was sealed prior to you like opening it. So yeah, that little pop thing or those jars that have the little thing. Yeah, that's okay.
Well, Snapple, they got rid of the glass jars. They're in just plastic now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
really?
weird.
That was so disappointing when that happened. Like, man, that was like.
And they seem smaller. Is it just me or they seem smaller? I don't
know.
They probably are smaller.
Yeah.
And then we informed John that all aluminum cans are plastic lined for insulation and preserving of the taste. Yes. So lots of stuff.
Ruined my day. Yep.
I know, right? That's what we're here for.
Love those microplastics.
A lot's happened in the past 2 weeks here, including Nintendo's earnings reports, including Aaron acquiring a PS5 digital edition, I believe.
Yep.
And we had a lot. I finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I played over 20 hours since we last spoke. Basically 24 hours worth of games since we last spoke. So in 2 weeks. So I put a lot of time into that one. And some words about that later. But first, let's dive into the quarterly earnings. It's the Switch. Now over 114 million units sold. What do you guys feel about that number?
That's a lot. But what does it compare to? Like, we don't have the numbers for other stuff, do we?
I mean, I can pull up the other top console sales in just a second.
Yeah, we should look at that.
It sounds like it's a lot. How much is the Wii? It's like right by the Wii. It's
so. So the Game Boy is 118.69 million units. That's Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So it's closing in on Game Boy. PS2 was 155 million. That's the one that I'd love to see them take down, but I'm not sure ever will. So yeah, 155 is the top. Nintendo DS is 154 million at number 2. That is wild that they'd only missed it by 1 million for the DS. And then Game Boy is number 3 at 118. PS4 is the 4th at 117.2 million, and that's going to be gone soon, I think. And Nintendo will overtake that pretty soon here.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good numbers.
I have to point out a little funny thing Nintendo Everything did in their write about the sales this period. It quotes the overall Switch sales this period at 6.68 million, the standard Switch sales at 2.23 million, the OLEDs at 3.52 million, and the Switch Lite sales at 92 million.
That's so crazy.
Someone had a little bit of a.
There's supposed to be a point in between there.
Probably 0.92 million is what it was supposed to be. It's not on my load up out here, but that's just a funny typo there on my.
That's the weird typo. Yeah, these numbers aren't going to add up. Like, did they count Switch Lite into overall Switch sales? Because
I would think so. I would think so. So I think point. Is it less than 0.92? This is our math test of the night. I find it interesting that the OLED is doing gangbusters, the Lite not doing so well.
That's about 1 million. That's about 1 million for the Lite if it's subtracting the standard and OLED from the overall Switch sales. It leaves about 1 million left over.
It's surprising me that the light is not more than the standard. I would expect it to be OLED light than standard, but yeah. Like, where are they selling the standards? Is there like a Mario Kart 8 bundle or something that's doing that, or?
They still sell them everywhere. Anywhere you can buy Switch.
They're all over the place. It's the ones with like the red box and
because the OLEDs are all the special editions and okay. I would think
and it's still $299. So
it's a good price point.
I don't think so. That needs to go down at this point for just the standard.
Yeah. Well, does it? They just sold like 7 million in like.
No, it should still go down. It should be 250, and I think 200 for the light.
I think the light is 200, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah, well, then that makes sense to have that like 250 price point, and then start the OLEDs at like 300.
Yeah. If it's not 250, it should always come with a game. Like, and I think it still doesn't even come with a game besides like the holidays.
Yeah.
And then when you look at a Switch OLED for 350 compared to a PS4 for 400,
PS5.
There's like, PS5. There's like no question like which one you should get if you're.
I mean, if the games are different, it's a handheld. Like there are differences.
Is it though? Because they said it's a home console.
It's both there, and you get 2 in 1.
First, it's a home console first. Is what they said. They were very adamant about that. Yeah. Now they want to change up the thing mid-cycle.
So the disc-free PS5 costs $400.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I got.
That's what I got. Yep.
Oh, you guys got the disc-free one?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I owned a PS4 Pro, and I owned 2 games on disc that I never used. I always use my digital ones, and I played a Blu-ray maybe twice in its life. So yeah, I saved $100 and went disc-free because PSN has such good sales all the time. I mean, I regretted it a little bit not being able to get Sonic Frontiers for $39, but that's about it, I guess. That game will go on sale digitally in a couple months, I would imagine.
Yeah. Plus, like a lot of times when you would put in like a PS4 game, you'd still have to install it. It would take forever anyway.
The disc is basically a serial number in today's modern console generation. That's basically all it is. You're still installing stuff.
Yeah. Some of them, when you look at the disc, it looks like there's nothing on it. There's like one ring of information.
Isn't Call of Duty like that?
Tiny.
There's like, you have to download the whole thing or something.
Yeah.
I heard there was some controversy about one of the games that came out.
Yeah, there are some games I heard about, I can't remember which one, but basically you go in and buy a physical copy and you open the box and there's a card with a code.
That's the best, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Switch games come like that now too.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Switch with physical, it makes more sense because it's a cartridge, everything's on it, and you're not eating up storage space by playing that game. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's even Switch games where they don't have the whole thing on there. Like Wolfenstein made you download like a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so.
I like the design of the digital one better too. It was like it's a V, like a straight V for 5, versus the physical one having a little like butt attached.
Yeah, when you look at them side by side, it looks like they designed it with the digital in mind, and then they decided later on to add like an optical drive.
No way I'm spending that much money and not getting the one with all the features that can do less. Like, there's just no way I want one that does less than the other one.
But it's not
especially
really
when I watch like 4K HDR movies and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not doing less if that's not something that I'm into. Be like, I don't have any Blu-ray DVDs. I got rid of all those.
Yeah, but I can still resell my games and like easily make that money back on games I played. I feel like.
Yeah.
That $100 difference.
Yeah, that's fair. And if I will be kicking myself if there is a day where I want to pop it in Blu-ray to that thing and I can't. Evidently, the next revision of PS5 will be designed with the optical as an external thing. So they're going to have a single unit that you just get to pick if you want to add that on externally, which is, I think, and not even externally. It pops in. It's like modular design where there might be even a socket for it that you can pop it in and out.
So there's not going to be like a USB port, like literally just a cable.
It could be that, but I also heard a rumor where there might be like a place it just pops into, so it feels kind of cohesive.
I wouldn't mind if they had just like an optical drive they sold
externally.
Separately. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't need super fast read times if you're just installing stuff off of it and using it as a serial number. You really don't.
Or just watching movies.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see how that shakes out.
They should let you plug in any like Blu-ray player.
Blu-ray drive.
US drive.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Sony owns the Blu-ray license, so
I mean, it's running Linux. It could. I think it's running a version of Linux. It could easily.
Yeah.
It could easily do it. Come on, just make it work.
It could do. Why not? Yeah. So, back to quarterly earnings. Switch software's up to 917.59 million units sold. So we're coming up towards 100 million units of games sold, which is
a billion, right?
A billion. 100. No. Yes, you're right. A billion. That's even more impressive. I went backwards by a good time. Yeah. Isn't that wild? I don't know. That's not a record, is it?
I mean, it might be. I know. Hold on. We can pull Nintendo's. Might be a record for Nintendo. I think I could see PlayStation 2 definitely having more.
Could you with digital? I feel like there's so many $5 like indie games that the sales must be much higher these days than anyone. And I'm also curious. I think Nintendo's the only one that really reports software this granular. You don't see Sony and Microsoft reporting game sales to this level, do you, Aaron?
Not that I recall. No.
Like Nintendo, like they'll even shout out, "Here's our crappiest selling game, and here's how much it sold." Like Sony only brags about their game sales when it's a good sale.
I don't know if this is updated. The 3DS had almost 400 million units, so the Switch is more than doubled that.
Wow.
We had 100 million software units. We had 921 million, and the the DS is the highest.
Yep.
With 950 million units.
Okay. I feel Switch will overtake that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it will.
Because I don't think it's getting replaced Supers. I don't know, maybe next year. And that's the curious thing, if the next Switch will be a part of the Switch family and they'll consider it like Game Boy Color kind of situation. I don't know. Like the Switch Pro, and we don't know if it'll be like a Switch Pro or a proper sequel console. I feel like it might be a Switch Pro, just runs stuff better, and some games are exclusive for it, like the new 3DS was.
I don't know. It just reminds me of the Wii U. I feel like they.
Well, I mean, PS4 Pro was successful, as was Scorpio. So I don't know. They could do it if they do it right, I feel.
Yeah, possibly.
Because we're in a different age from when the Wii U was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wii U hit 10 years this week.
It did.
10 year
anniversary. So old. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's sad. Like,
it's been a sad night. It's been a sad
year.
It's a sad night.
Oh, man.
I remember when I first went and bought my Wii U, and then I came home to set it up, and it was taking so long that I went and mowed the yard. And then came back in, and it was still downloading.
Still
Still
just booting.
Yeah, that like first setup takes forever.
I love the Wii U. It took forever initially. The OS did get faster over time, I believe. That's all I knew. That was my first console since the N64. So I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then remember the first time you booted up like the Switch and you were like, oh my God, you're like, whoa, holy cow.
Very much so. Yeah.
Seems like they went like opposite with the Switch. Like sometimes I find myself wishing there was more.
Actually more features.
Yeah.
I did love the Wii U. It had some great OS level features.
It
They
did.
need to find a middle ground where there's they could add a few more things in there for sure. I'm just mad that notifications. The other day, we've been talking about this for years now, but I went to go look at some of my play times. And some of the games disappeared again. Like Mario Odyssey's now gone, But
Yeah, what
my
happened
Zelda
to
Breath
the-
of the Wild is now back in there, which was missing forever. So it's like,
Yeah, Nintendo, what happened to the amazing 3DS and Wii U diary of your playtimes? That thing was rock solid amazing.
yeah.
I
And
miss
I want
that.
that on my Nintendo account. I want to be able to pull up the app, and I want that to follow me forever. Like, I don't want this like system based.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I want this stuff to like,
Maybe they'll do like PS5 where like it shows you all your PS4 playtime, even though PS4 didn't have a playtime
Yeah,
counter.
that's a great addition. I love that.
Yeah.
So Splatoon 3 sold almost 8 million units in September. Not bad.
holy cow.
That's a lot. That's like, I feel like that's like better than Halo did in its entire run so far.
What, the new Halo? You
Yeah.
think?
Probably.
That's a lot.
Halo
of units.
Infinite, it's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Even with it being free. Come on,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think
No
it's gonna.
way.
Yeah,
It's gonna
Halo
beat
Infinite's
it.
free.
Yeah,
It's gonna beat it then.
that's true. But yeah, I feel like that's a huge success by any metric. Like,
That's a
very.
lot.
I feel like very few Sony titles even crack that number. So many.
Yeah.
I probably 10 or probably many have, but it's not a small number in just a month. So on the mobile front, Nintendo's going to beef up their efforts. They've been working with DNA to create things like Mario Kart Tour, and they're creating a new company with them called Nintendo Systems Co. It's coming next year, and I guess it's just kind of doubling down with DNA to beef up that end of their business. So I'm curious if we see just similar types of things, or if they start doing more. Like, I don't know, I'd love to see the Nintendo Online app on iPhone have that virtual console somehow. Like, stuff like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more like mobile games from them, because like Mario Run was really good. I feel like Mario Kart wasn't my thing. I don't really like playing on phone, but I think a lot of their other stuff would be nice to see on phones. But I also feel like they took a while to do this. Like, why are they so far behind on everything? It's like, I mean, 5 years after they started making like mobile games, like, all right, we're gonna actually, like really be serious about this.
It's impressive how like Sony is just now getting into this as well. Like, it's taking these console people a long time to figure this out. Microsoft has some, but also not huge there. I mean, they're buying Candy Crush. I mean, but yeah, none of the console makers really did this properly yet.
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo used to always have the home console and the handheld. They could easily use the App Store and whatever and all the phones as the mobile one. Like, the Mario Run was really good. Like Aaron said, I liked it a lot. But they could do a little bit more to make the games a little bit more traditional, I think. Especially now that a lot of them, like, you can get a game controller on any, now the iPhone and everything supports controllers right out of the box. Like, they could do a lot more traditional stuff, I feel like. Whereas before they were going down the whole of, we got to make this very mobile centric so it doesn't cut into our, Switch business.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's time to kind of loosen up on that and, give me a game where I can play with a controller if I want, or, make a game that you could possibly see on a Switch, just, pared down a little bit or something like that. I don't know, Hyrule Warriors is a game where they could totally make a version for mobile.
It would run better than the Switch version, sadly.
It would run better than the Switch.
Because the iPhone processor and iPad processor are exponentially more powerful than what the Switch is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even a few years ago, but now it's definitely like it's a big difference.
It is, yeah. So it'd be kind of funny having Hyrule Warriors on iPhone run better than the Switch, because that's how.
So I think that's the way I'd like to see them go. However, I did just read something about the Apple TV having almost as fast a processor as the PS5. Not in terms of graphics, as in terms
the
of
processor. I believe it.
Yeah, the processor.
The thing's a monster.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see more traditional style games along with, them trying some other weird mobile stuff. I mean, I really wish Dr. Mario was better, but it turned out to be like really not
Yeah.
good. It was just
Yeah.
really not good. And that's like a game that's like literally perfect. Don't waste your time making a Switch version. Just make an iPhone version that everyone, can have. I don't know. I really hate. I was gonna say, for free, but I really hate those free to play games. Maybe it's something where, I don't know if they would let them do this, where your Nintendo subscription, actually gets you access to mobile games,
Kind of like
I mean,
Netflix does.
like
does,
Netflix
right? Yeah.
does, and it makes that subscription more valuable. Like, I think that'd be cool to see. I'd be down
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
And they can still have free games and do kind of like the Mario or the Super Mario like run thing
Sure.
where you have to pay for the levels. So if you have a subscription, then you just get the full game.
I did like Run. I enjoyed what that was.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. I re-downloaded it and I played a little bit more of it. And they actually, there's been a lot of updates. They let you play with your own music now. They have like this techno app, like techno Mario music that you can play with. That's like, really upbeat and fast. So it's good.
That's cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's still good.
So Kirby in the Forgotten Land is now the best-selling Kirby game of all time. Within its
Wow.
first year. That's cool. Well worth it. I mean, that was like such a major step forward for that game, that franchise. I loved it.
Kirby Odyssey. That's cool.
Basically.
And
they got-
I feel
they got
like
bloody-
they didn't do much
they got
marketing, but it did so well.
It did. And the post game in that gets rather difficult. Like, it becomes a serious challenge of a game in the post game. And then Animal Crossing New Horizons is Japan's best-selling game of all time.
You said that first word a little fast. I heard something else. But yeah, Animal Crossing. Great game.
Yeah, Animal Crossing New Horizon is now Japan's best-selling game of all time.
Well, that's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Like, Japan, like, they buy a lot of games, and I don't know.
It's crazy to see Animal Crossing go from like selling a couple million to like, then like 5 million. Then now it's like 40 million copies. Like, where
it dropped at the perfect time. It was
really
like,
did, though.
yeah.
And they didn't really keep it alive too much.
Yeah.
They should have done more updates. That could have been such a bigger thing, even.
I guess it was pretty full featured. That's when I got to play again, especially with my little
your
dongle on my
thing.
TV. Yeah, that'd look good, I bet.
How is dongle life going?
It's great. I should have done it a long time ago. I'm super
Yeah.
happy. Aaron made me subconsciously push myself over the edge to do it. Because when you look at screenshots online, I'm like, well, it definitely looks better, but it doesn't look that much better.
Yeah.
But when you
looked at
see
the
it in
Amazon reviews, it's
person,
like, okay, I can see a little bit, but in person, it's there.
Yeah, you see it in
it's
person.
way
Yeah,
better.
it's insane.
It's definitely, it's awesome.
Yeah, it works as basically like a graphics card externally that's like processing this data in real time.
Yeah, it processes the video signal after the console has sent it out. Yeah, which is smart. It's a really good idea. I do want to try with the PS5 just to see the results, just to see like what it does. I can't imagine it actually working too well.
Yeah, it might make it worse, right? As you said, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Things. I don't know. Like in some games like Splatoon, there's some times where I'm like, man, they're adding maybe a little too much shadow. Maybe it's a little too. I'm not complaining. I really like how it looks.
Yeah.
I just imagine that on PS5 where everything already looks so like good, it's going to be like, whoa, It's like when you edit a photo and you pull that like those sliders a little too far and everything's just like, whoa, this does not look good. But
I'm not sure it works like with HDR.
Or
content.
probably
thing,
120
HDR.
frames per second doesn't
Yeah.
feed through that either. If you're doing that.
I don't remember. I don't remember what it said about frame rates, what it could handle. But yeah, HDR, I imagine it's totally going to crush those colors and like you're going to get some really washed out images. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Nintendo is merging all of its European subsidiaries into Nintendo of Europe SE. So no more
That's
1,000
good.
different. Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing for the European countries. So we have the European Union of Nintendo now. And then evidently there's going to be a lot of Sonic Frontiers DLC coming to that game free of charge. New stuff. I'm not exactly sure what's in it, but
Actual stuff in the game.
actual stuff. What are your thoughts on Frontiers?
Everyone's thing.
Well, I haven't played it, but I've watched some videos of it, and
Okay.
I've always been not a huge Sonic fan. I always feel like it just is an incomplete character. It just always feels unfinished. Every time I play it, I'm always like, I don't know. I feel like there should be more here than there is. But this game really feels like it's empty. Like I saw a lot of gameplay, and it's just like running around in this huge open world, and I just had a hard time telling what they're like trying to do in the game. I saw a lot of bugs in the game. Yeah, somehow it got like an 8.5 on.
These are they're not bugs that Sonic kills and squashes.
No, like actual gameplay bugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sonic doesn't seem as fast like when he's just doing his normal run. Like the world's so big and he's just kind of like running. It kind of takes away that sense of speed
Okay.
as like a viewer. But you know, again, I haven't.
Did
played.
you look at PS5 or Switch comparisons?
No.
Okay, I'm curious to check that out. I hear
Have
the Switch.
Have there been any comparisons?
There have been. I need to check them out. There have been
Oh, I
some
haven't seen
videos
them.
made
Okay.
because I guess Switch was the target platform for this game, which is interesting.
Well, I'm sure they set a low target, and then it's easy to make your results look better, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's easier to, I guess, scale things up than scale things back. And make
I
it
would
run
imagine definitely
properly.
that is the case.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
The
it
cyberpunks like the cyberpunk situation. Let's scale this down to PS4, and it just like doesn't work.
Does
Seems
this
like
come
all
out
they-
on PS4?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, it did. It did. I was remember the sales. It was for $39 in PS4. It is on that platform, which makes sense if it can run on Switch. It can run on PS4.
It seems like though all they did was just upscale the textures and like
Better draw distances, maybe.
Not
Not even that. Yeah. Okay.
Like it's just really not a good looking game. I'm gonna be honest.
I hear people that have played it are finding like enjoy in this bad game. It's a weird sensation. You know,
Yeah,
we all have games we know are bad but still love.
I like Sonic. I like the Sonic Adventure games, and they're not regarded as like the best games. But I only like half of them. You know, there's like half those levels that just suck.
Yeah.
That you have to get to play the levels that you want to play, and you're like convincing yourself the whole time, like, no, this is fun. I'm having fun playing
Yeah.
Sonic. Look how fast I'm going. Look, this is really fun. Even though half the game's kind of like on rails too,
Yep.
so you're really playing like a quarter of the game, really, when you're playing Sonic. Yeah. I don't know if I'm.
When I was a kid, the Sonic Knuckles thing where you could put Sonic 3 on top of it just blew my mind. It's like
That's
this
cool,
is
yeah.
wild. Could you put Sonic's Pinball on top of that and it would do something else? I forget if it did anything else with that.
No, I didn't have a Genesis.
Oh, you didn't have a Genesis? Well, okay.
Not till later in life. No.
Wow, okay.
The first time I saw a Genesis was when one of my babysitters, when I was like 4 or 5, had one. I
Yeah.
had no idea what it was, and I saw Sonic. She had Sonic and she had Aladdin, and both of
Okay.
them looked so good. I was like, "Oh my god, these games look so good!" Because all we had was the NES at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Wow," you know. And of course, for some reason, she didn't let me play. Guessed.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, and she just played the whole time. That was fun. But anyway, yeah. So I was always jealous of the Genesis, but I never had one.
Okay. So evidently over 100 million people played the Switch in the last year. So of the 114 million units, I've one of the metrics say 100 million active, with over 100 million active, which that's a good active rate.
Crazy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see like Xboxes.
Active rate? Yeah,
Yeah.
I would too. Because I feel like a lot of people just bought like an S to have for Game Pass or whatever and may not touch it as much.
That's what I did.
Well,
Yeah, that's what you did, right? Yeah.
I want to see what it's like. Take out no Netflix, no streaming services. Because there are going to be a lot of people booting those things up just to like watch Netflix or Hulu or something.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another fun metric is Nintendo shipped more than 77 million amiibo since 2014.
Now that's the crazy number.
Yeah, 77 million of those little suckers.
77 million.
That's wild.
That's really
Yeah.
wild. I wonder what that is compared to what is it? Skylanders? What was the OG one? Skylanders?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skylanders.
Then you get Disney Infinity
And
as
the
well.
that's the other one. Yeah, Disney. Yeah, that was the other one. Oh, I bet
Yeah.
it blows them out of the water.
I bet.
I don't know.
Well-
Skylanders was huge.
It was,
They
but it died quicker.
True.
And people buy so many amiibo because it's not just for a single game, it's part of it just collecting. And Skylanders, I don't know, I feel like there's less per person.
So I just Wikipedia this, and it says, this is what it says. It says, as of 2016, Skylanders had sold over 300 million toys.
What?
That's insane.
No.
I
Never
believe it.
mind. That is
And it
wild.
become the 11th biggest console franchise of all time. I don't know about that. Maybe 6 years ago, but that's what it says. It says 300 million units.
Crazy.
I don't know if I believe it.
I don't know. If
I
it will.
believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
that
I remember
seems
going in
Lot.
the stores back then when it was big, and they would just have like the whole like center section was just
Well, and you buy it, you
Skylanders
get like 10 Skylanders in like a set sometimes, right?
they would be like box
Mhm.
sets and have like multiple in there. Yeah.
So that's the difference, yeah.
I mean, it's been around since the PS3, 2011. So
Is it
yeah.
still active?
The last date on here I see is 2020. Latest release 2018.
Okay. I thought it died off.
Someone's
So
out there still playing Skylanders.
it's true. So what age do you think is the most popular for the Switch? Like how old is the majority, not the majority, the most popular age, if you had to guess?
I would say around 30.
I'm
What
going
you,
like
John?
20, 22, 24.
Are you looking at anything, John?
No, I'm not. I'm literally looking
Okay,
at
you
the
got it right.
Skylanders.
22 years old is
Oh,
the most.
shoot,
Yeah,
really?
you got it. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. I would expect it, Aaron, where you have a little bit more money at 30 versus the 22-year-olds. But
Well, it's average, right? So
right, yes.
all those kids weighing it down. That's crazy. Oh wow. They
Yeah,
gave
if you look
that-
at the,
that
there's like a
number?
spike. There's a huge spike at 22.
Hmm.
It kind of goes up, and then down a little bit. Then it skyrockets up to 22. Then it's a gradual decline all the way up to the 60 pluses.
So I wonder, it's
So
been out
yeah,
for
it
5
goes up.
years.
Sorry, it goes up to like age 10 or 11, then goes down until about age 16 or 17, then starts to ramp up.
So if it's 5 years old, do you think that some of these people like bought it when they were like 17, 18 and just have been like, maybe that was, the target audience at the time, or like the biggest audience?
So the 17 or 18, they keep playing it, and then that could be a thing. But people keep buying Switches though. It sells more and more every year.
Yeah, the same people, the same group. just keeps buying.
Has Switch slowed down at all?
I
I
thought
would
it's been picking up. Like there are some months where I see the sales and it's like more than the previous month, but then there are some where
Yeah, I mean, there's
Somewhere
6 million this quarter, which it's not nothing, but they've definitely had stronger quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, they're making a box that's more small, evidently. That's another thing came out of the financial report. Like, he's like kind of like Apple's been slimming down their boxes. Nintendo going to do the same.
Yeah, they did that recently too. Didn't they? Like with one of them, they already shrunk it down. So now
What were their boxes? They're what?
They're shrinking, like, so there's less. It's smaller boxes. They're making it smaller boxes easier to ship.
Yeah, retailers like smaller boxes.
And it's cheaper for Nintendo, I'm sure, too, to ship all that.
They could fit more on the shelves and stuff and all that. Yeah. Interesting. Well, smaller boxes. They're pretty small already. The OLED's got a pretty small box.
It does. Yeah.
They can do better.
I mean, the old systems used to come with those giant boxes with so much like styrofoam and stuff.
What about the PS5 box? I think it's
Oh my God, I hate that.
I mean, the
box.
PS5 is huge.
That was ridiculous to kind of go through and open.
Yeah.
I mean, PS5 is that was such a joyous experience opening a PS5.
Was
I was
it,
like,
though?
here it is. Yeah.
Mine was just like,
Because I hunted that thing down, Aaron, for like a year. I was like, every time it was available, I was instantly going on and being frustrated for like a good 6 months to a year of hunting. And when it finally
had three
came,
opportunities to buy it before I finally did. So my fourth opportunity.
Okay.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was super eager to get mine. But Nintendo Switch Online, over 36 million subscribers, which that's a lot of money for Nintendo.
Yeah, it's a pretty good number.
Yeah, multiply that by, it's what, $20 a year for the base?
I think, yeah.
And then you have the people upgrading. So yeah, that's substantial business for them. And then we had an indie direct. Rogue Legacy 2 is now out on Switch. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did we talk about that last time? I forget.
Yeah. Well,
We
we
did.
didn't talk about it on the show, but we talked about it in our chat.
Okay.
I keep
Yeah,
seeing
we
that
did in the
game pop
iMessage
up
thread. Yeah.
in the like when I launched my console. What is it?
So Rogue Legacy is like a roguelike game where you play as one person and you go through a procedurally generated dungeon trying to get to the end. And when you die, you basically start as like the next in the family, like that person's child. And like then you just continue on, and then you have this whole rogue legacy. So all these people that have been working generations to get through this castle. It's pretty fun. And you get like basically when you die, you go back to the beginning and you can purchase like weapon upgrades and stuff like that to try to make your next run easier.
Yeah, the one of the hosts of Player One podcast, he's bought it now on like 3 or 4 platforms. He just, plays it everywhere. Thanks, Phil. I've not played any of the Rogue Legacy. I just know I should at some points. I'm sure they're great. And then Inscription was another big one that came out on Switch. People seem to love that game. I'm curious what kind of modifications they made for Switch, because I know the original version was such a PC heavy interface with keyboard and stuff like that, mouse clicks.
This
Speaking
game
of keyboard
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so all the other consoles have keyboard and mouse support. We don't have. We have keyboard support for like typing on the Switch. There's no keyboard and mouse support.
Yeah, I have my PS5 on my desk now. I should see what a keyboard and mouse do for PS5. I don't know.
I've seen some people basically use them like a PC.
Yeah.
Can you use a mouse? Are there
Yeah.
any games on the Switch that support mouse?
No, nothing
PS5.
on the Switch yet. Just the PS5.
Okay. For some
And
reason, I was thinking
Xbox.
like one of the Dooms did for some reason. Maybe I was just making that up in my head. No, maybe I'm thinking about some iPad games where they added cursor support.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I used the keyboard a lot when Animal Crossing was around. When
Yeah.
that was nice.
Oh yeah, so you type.
Yeah, like people kept asking me, like, you could type through the app, which actually worked pretty well, but like
Mhm.
that got old and I was playing on my desk anyway, so I just plugged in the keyboard and people you type it so fast. It was cool because I mean that was the only way to communicate unless you were unless you were actually like FaceTiming someone or something.
Yeah. And Miyamoto turned 70. He doesn't seem that old, but he's getting up there.
Yep. That is kind of old, actually.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's getting up there. Yeah. Although they're, I don't think their life expectancy is dropping in Japan like it is here. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's another thing we covered pre-show. Very optimistic. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Tactics Ogre on Switch supports mouse and keyboard controls.
Ooh.
oh, Tactics Ogre,
Yeah, which I hear people love this freaking thing.
Tactics Ogre. Is that like Ogre Battle?
I'm not exactly sure. Aaron, do you know much about this?
No idea. what
Okay,
that
people
is.
were freaking out with this game. So,
I'm
well, nothing is
looking
written
it
on the
up.
box. Plugging a USB mouse slash keyboard works directly, and you can play the game this way as it was in the PC version. I also tried a USB dongle for a wireless Dell keyboard mouse combo, and that worked as well. So,
It's a
evidently,
tactic
it's-
role-playing game depicting the struggle for control of the Valerian Isles.
And then earlier this year, ID Software and Bethesda added support for this control method to Quake as well.
That's what it was. Quake
Ooh,
on the Switch.
Quake.
It does
Yeah.
support mouse. Yeah.
Yep.
The Quake version
Well.
on Switch is really good.
Yeah.
I played a lot when I'm kind of bored and then nothing else to play because you can easily just kind of jump in and play a little bit. That might be worth trying out. That's cool.
Yeah. That's neat.
I think they also support gyro controls for Quake, which is nice.
That seems like a must. Like, it frustrates me when games don't have that as an option.
Yeah, but the mouse might be even better.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. So, I think that's all the news that to cover. Anything else worth covering from news?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I pre-ordered Pokemon Violets. Aaron, you're going with Violet.
Violet. Yep.
What about you, John? What are you doing?
I can get Violet.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
I mean, I looked at the legendary and the thing you fly
It's the
around, and also
legendary. Yeah.
because
I
you're
don't even know
using
what
the
it is.
legendary this whole game, and so the legendary in Violet's like this technical, like you got like a jet power and like it's futuristic. Same thing with all the teachers and stuff. It's more futuristic world. Then you go with Scarlet, it's like we're back in the primitive age. You know?
It's interesting because
Yeah.
the reason why I chose the one I did is because, first of all, purple is like a way better color, but also every time I hear Scarlet, it like just made me think of old timey stuff. I always
Scarlet
thought of like
Letter?
the Scarlet Letter,
Scarlet
and-
Letter,
yeah,
yes.
Scarlet Letter,
Scarlet,
yeah,
Scarlet
that day.
Fever and stuff, and I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't want to be thinking of that. So
Yeah.
Scarlet Fever. I got Scarlet Fever.
I
Yeah.
mean, and John, that legendary with the little jetpack in the back, so it looks so good on that OLED Switch. Like,
Yeah, this game, it does look like it's going to be pretty good. The reviews come out tomorrow
okay,
morning. So,
I'm excited.
hold
I'm
your
excited.
breath. Yeah.
Another
But,
generation.
I don't know if we talked about this last time, but the game's leaked online. So I'm pretty
I've
sure
been avoiding everything.
so have I.
there's been some reviews already people have posted. You
Good
know.
early impressions, though. You think?
I haven't watched any because again, I've been avoiding stuff.
Yeah. Fair.
I don't know. I guess I trust more reputable outlets with their reviews and not spoiling things than just going to some random
Yes,
YouTube video where they've been playing
absolutely.
where they've been playing 100 hours. But they're just
Mhm.
going to spill the beans on everything.
Yep.
But on tomorrow morning, I'll definitely probably watch all the reviews,
Cool.
or at least some of them.
And then I'm going with my Fire Hippo as my starter.
I like that duck.
Yeah, you're going with Quaxley.
And yeah, most fun. I usually go to the water anyways.
Normally I do go with water, but that fire hippo, he just spoke to me. Just has
Is
such
it a hippo?
It's got to be a hippo, right? What else? What else do you think it is?
It's got a little. I don't know. It's on 2 legs. It's not on 4s like a hippo.
I mean, weigh in on this, Aaron. What do you think this hippo thing
I don't
is?
know. I haven't looked at him yet.
I mean, he's
want
got
to.
hands.
You haven't looked
He's
at the
got-
starters?
I haven't even looked at him. No, this is a
Wow.
total surprise. Yeah.
One of them
Okay.
literally is Donald Duck. It's like it's just a baby. It's like Muppet
I
Baby
feel
Donald
like
Duck.
it's a Pokemon version of a hippo. I mean, what
That's
else?
fair.
I mean, what else would it be? Like, it's not a pig.
It's not a pig. It looks like a. I mean,
It's like Hungry Hippo, but tiny.
I'm looking this up here. No, that's an Om Nom. That looks like Om Nom.
Om Nom. What the hell is
from
that?
Bubble Bobble.
No, Om Nom from Cut the Rope. You don't know.
Oh, it does.
Cut the
Oh,
Rope.
it does look like the cut the rope. Like a little
That's his
dinosaur.
brother.
Oh, it kind
It
of does.
reminds me of Bubble Bobble, the little dinosaur.
Yeah.
A little bit. But yours is more accurate, I think.
That's wild.
Oh, yeah.
Cut
that's
the Rope
good.
was so good.
Was.
You know what
It
game
was like
I missed?
it was like a perfect touch game. Like,
Yeah.
No, the Perfect Touch game was the one with the. Oh, did I just ruin? Oh, okay. Don't Google starters. You might ruin the.
you might ruin the evolutions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I already,
So don't-
I already Googled it, but I only see just the starters, no evolution. So
Okay, good.
Good.
I missed that airplane game where you were like landing airplanes on like the runway.
Oh,
Do you remember
yeah.
that game?
Yeah.
oh, that was good.
Like yeah.
Airplane.
It's like a
Airway,
time.
I
It's like a
don't know.
time management game.
Yes, I don't know what it was, but I could play that game forever.
Yeah.
So, I finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at 53 hours and 45 minutes. Really amazing story. I finished the game. I cranked it back up to normal difficulty for the final boss fight. And evidently, if I lost that boss fight, I would have had to restart the entire boss fight, which was like, felt like a 2-hour boss fight. It was a very long multi-phase fight.
Whoa. Did you say a 2-hour boss fight?
Maybe 90 minutes, maybe an hour. It was a long boss fight. It was like 5 or 6 phases, I believe. But it's a very emotional boss fight. And it did connect. It connected the games of 1 and 2 in cool ways to this game. But I have to say the endings of, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the endings for both 1 and 2 I felt were more just bonkers crazy in just wild ways. This one was great, but the ending was not as just radically just bat crap crazy as as those two were. But it felt like a good ending to this trilogy, as far as the trilogy goes. And yeah, it was, and the gameplay mechanics were just so well done. It feels like the best playing game of all 3 by far. 2 had that stupid blade system and like gotcha mechanics. 1 had just a horrible ending as far as trying to get through that game. It was so frustrating towards the end of that game. That 3 just feels like the most cohesive game and had some really impactful moments. I have to confess, I did have some tears shed in those last many hours of the game. So it hit, and it was beautiful, and highly recommended. And surprisingly, it's on the Game of the Year list amongst some other big games, including Elden Ring, God of War, Stray, I think, is on the list. So I'm surprised it made that list. I don't know if you guys are as well.
I'm not really surprised. I remember when it first came out and a lot of people were playing it. Seemed like a lot of people kind of rushed through the story though, and I didn't really see much more about it. But it looked really good. So yeah, I'm not really surprised.
Yeah. Did you play 1 or 2? I forget.
I played 1 and 2. I never finished them, but
You started them, okay.
yep.
Yeah, 1 I can do in about 15 to 20 hours on the easy mode if I want to just like experience that again. I think I put in probably 60 to 100 hours the first time through that one. Yeah. And then 2 I spent like 200 plus hours in. Like that one I just lived in. I'm gonna see if I can pull my playtime for 2 actually.
It's gonna be gone. It's disappeared.
Yeah, John, what yeah, do you have any interest in this, John? What's your background with the series?
Xenoblade?
Yeah.
I know nothing of Xenoblade.
Okay.
It intimidates me. It's intimidating. There's a lot of
Because
game
it's
there.
big. It's like
Big.
a
It's
long
a lot
game.
of game. Yeah, it's a long game. I'd have to get really into something to play. How many hours did you put in? 80?
54.
54 hours. That's not crazy. I've heard it's much longer from what I thought, but no, I've never played a Xenoblade.
Okay. How do you? So I have my profile and I have play activity and it just stops. Where do I get the rest of it?
No, that's it. That's what I was talking about. It's gone.
What the hell?
I don't know why my
Where'd it
Zelda
go?
reappeared. Maybe because I played it and it like reshuffled the order or something.
Oh,
but yeah,
I imagine if I start up Xenoblade 2,
try
then it would show up.
Show
Yes.
it again. Yeah, it's really
That
weird.
is
I don't
absurd,
like it.
Nintendo. What are you doing? Yeah, it should be there. Why isn't it there?
The list can only show so many games.
That's ridiculous. The 3DS could show everything. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to continue, and I'm just looking at my save file and see what it says here. Okay, here we go. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let's hit save and see what happens here. Okay. System, save. I have 177 hours in this save file. So it's a decent
Wait, for
size chunk there.
Xenoblade?
2.
Oh, for 2. Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, you just said 50.
Yeah. So 2 by far was the biggest time suck. Anyways, John, what have you been up to?
Well, this last weekend was Splatfest, so I played a lot of that.
And you played
Um,
for your water type, right? Yeah.
Yes, I did. We won.
Who won? You guys won?
We
Okay.
won. We didn't just win. We won every single category. I've never seen that in a Splatfest. No one got any other points but our team.
I mean, the water. I mean, if you're on Team Squirtle, like you know what's up. You know.
But come on, I think they're divvying up points differently in this game. I haven't really looked too much into it. They always usually change it up a little. Before they went more based on win-lose ratios. Now you have these things called clout points, which kind of, they kind of, I think, spread it out a little bit more, make it a little more fair. But even so, yeah, we won every category. No other team scored any other points, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I got a bunch of sea snails, so my gear is finally actually starting to like be useful and something that I can play with. And yeah, so that was fun. Other than that, I've been playing that mini Metro game a lot. So
Oh yeah, from last time.
it's
Yeah,
Mini
that's
Metro, there's
the
like this-
mobile, the Apple TV game and iPhone game. It's like
Yeah,
SimCity.
There's 2 of them. There's one that's Mini Metro, and then there's one that's Metro, Mini Motorways, and Mini Metro. I've been playing Mini Motorways. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Excellent.
more relaxing time this week playing that game.
Nice. So, Aaron, PS5. What spurred this on?
Well, I have been kind of wanting to get a PS5, but it wasn't that serious. It was just like I would sign up for them, and then I would get the notification. I'd be like, "Yeah, it's okay.
Yep.
I'll let it go." And then people would offer me one. I'd be like, "Nah, I don't want the one with the disc,
Yeah.
the digital only." And then so a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, I got an email from Amazon about the God of War Ragnarok bundle. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and just sign up for this one. Might as well.
Might as well.
And I got my email, and then I was like, yeah, I guess this is the one. I just did it. I don't know.
There you go.
So, yeah. And then I kind of felt bad about it because my nephew has been wanting a PS5, and like he's been telling me, he's like, I really want one. And I was like, yeah, I should give this one to him for Christmas. But then I told my mom to sign up for one, and she got one too. So we're going to give him that one for Christmas. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. John, some feedback about credit cards. I did get the Amazon credit card, and the cash back there is very nice. That's I basically only use that card on Amazon. It's like this seems right. Yeah. I'm not sure. Aaron, did you get some cash back on this one? Do you use that card?
No, I just use my Capital One Quicksilver card for everying for my cash back. Yeah.
Cool. Well, anyways. I just thought I'd interrupt with that weird tangent. How has it been so far? You've had a PS, yeah. So you've had a PS4 for like a week before, like.
No. So that was John. No, I have had a PlayStation 1. I even had the PSX, that little version.
Yeah.
I did not have a PS2, but I did have a PS3 and 4.
Okay.
And I played all of those a lot. Like, I just didn't really get into the last couple of years of PS4 generation.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I stopped around like 2015 playing. So
so there's a lot of PS4 exclusives to catch up on as well.
Yep.
Cool.
But
you're liking the OS and the experience
so far? It's
really
nice. It's really smooth. I'm really impressed with the fidelity. Now they have like a 4K display, and like being able to just see all the like the video game art in 4K is nice. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that this system does better than, like, now that I've experienced both the Switch and like the Xbox. It's really easy like to navigate. My only complaint is that they separate out the media from the games section. I feel like it should just kind of be in there.
Yep.
But it's really nice that like it's always online. So, you know, with this store, you can just go look at a game and just start downloading and not even realize that you're browsing in the store already, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, because it's like fully integrated to just the main home screen. Yeah.
I like that it has like Apple Music, which is really cool.
Yeah, and the Apple TV app is actually really good. Actually, like all my purchases from that are there, and all the originals.
Is it just me, or is there like menus in that app? Is it like 1080p?
Oh,
like the content
I
plays in 4K, but
yeah, and that was, and when I want to watch a movie in my PSVR 1, I can open that app up and like load up my headset and like watch a movie from my purchase history there, which is nice. And when PSVR 2 comes out, I'll be able to do that in 4K, which will be even better. Yeah. So you have God of War. What else do you have? And are you on PSN Essentials or what are you on?
I got the middle one because I wanted to play God of War 1.
Good call. Yeah. And there's so much good stuff in the middle tier. Like you're gonna get Returnal and a bunch of other awesome games in that tier.
And then I was looking at the highest tier, and there was like tons of games on there that I want to play. So I'm probably gonna get that and probably just pay for like a year up front, so it's cheaper. But
I mean, I'd start with the middle tier, play through all the stuff you want there, and then jump up to the high tier when you're looking for other stuff. And then, did you redeem all the stuff from the PS Plus collection yet?
I have not redeemed it yet, but yeah, I know it's all there.
Okay, yeah, I would do that just so you don't forget. And like they did remove like I think Persona 5 at one point, like so. Just in case they remove stuff, do that. I would recommend.
Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts on the controller.
Well, I thought we already talked about the controller.
We did.
I've used
in the PC world.
But have you? Yeah. Does it?
So all right. So the controller is nice. It's much better now that I've been using it for a longer period of time. It feels like it fits my hand better. It's like when I was using on PC, it could just been because I was newer to it, but it felt larger. But it's pretty nice. I've been playing God of War, the PS4 version, so there's not so much features as far as like the triggers and stuff. The haptics is pretty nice as far as like the vibration, because there's a lot of vibration in that game.
Yeah.
So it's nice to not have it be so jarring.
Did God of War 2018 have any PS5 enhancements? I thought it might.
It does, yeah, as far as like
the
4K
graphics
and 60 FPS, yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything with the controller.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
But one complaint I have about the one that came with my system is that the sticks feel very stiff. Like they snap back to the center, like pretty hard. I mean, you can hear this. Things are like tough.
I wonder if they'll loosen up in time.
And I don't know, because my other controller that I bought for the PC, that one felt loose out of the box, like felt like normal, smooth.
Yeah.
I was playing last night and my thumbs actually got tired, like from playing, because I was using so much force.
Do you have
things.
Do you have two white controllers, or was your PC
I
one a
do.
different color? Okay.
Yeah, I have two white ones, so I'll probably just swap them out and use the other one.
Yeah, cool. And then you're enjoying God of War 2018?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm about halfway through the story, I think, and it's getting kind of repetitive, to be honest, because it's kind of like, all right, just go here, kill stuff, fight the boss. Now go here and kill stuff and fight the boss, and then do it again. And the game is fun and it looks good, but to be honest, I don't really like the story, because you just drop in to the thing, and I want some more backstory. It seems like they're trying to give the backstory as you go, but it's too fragmented.
Yeah, like when you're in the boat, they'll be chatting about stuff.
It's really fragmented, and I have no idea, like, who this kid is, like, why was he sick? I mean, they're starting to explain that now.
Yeah, you'll learn
nice. Yeah,
all sorts of stuff.
It would have been nice to at least like see what their life was for like a day before the game started.
Right. Yeah. I can tell you, Ragnarok does vary up the environments a lot more and all that. And some of the boss fights in Ragnarok, I've been playing Ragnarok, and probably like 5 hours into it and before. I'm glad I endeavored to play as many Dark Souls and From Software games this year, because like those skills are paying off. There's like, I have like a shield that rewards you for parrying perfectly, and I'm nailing some of these parries, and that feels really nice. It's like this feels like an Elden Ring ability I just brought over in the God of War, and some of these monsters I'm battling are just like super tough. I'm dying multiple times, and I'm learning their movesets, and it feels good. Yeah,
it does kind of feel like a Souls game, but just on like an easier difficulty.
Yes.
Easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's fun controlling Atreus to help out, like shoot your arrows and distract him a bit.
Yeah, I feel like it's like sometimes using him is cheating.
It can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy. Get over here, boy. Yeah.
And it's really funny when you're just like playing and then he says something to the boy and just makes you laugh. I do love
funny. his over characterization of who he is. He's just like as bombastic as you can be in this mode of like rage machine. So did you play the original games? Any of those?
No. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nope. So you're like halfway through. Is there a way to?
I'm to the point to where the boy just got sick and we went to Freya and he just got better, and then I saved and went and took a nap, and then now I'm on the podcast. So
okay. I don't want to say anything just to make sure I don't spoil anything, but later, I guess next episode, maybe we'll chat about cool stuff.
I did watch like probably half an hour of God of War Ragnarok, like the beginning. Someone was streaming it, and I already know a lot from that little segment of what's going to happen in
Okay.
this game. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it sort of ruined that I end up killing Thor's son.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know his second son's going to die as well.
Mhm.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I know that Freya is going to not like us because we kill her son.
Why'd you do that to yourself? Why'd you?
I didn't do that to myself. I just literally clicked on a stream like, ooh, let me check out this game. And it's
Oh,
like, here's
yeah.
the entire backstory of God of War 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Ragnarok, there is a thing you can just hit that's like catch me up to what I missed in 2018.
Mm. That's probably what they had on the stream because it was
Yeah.
this like
Condensed
story.
story.
Yeah.
And then I joined the PS5 desk club this week. I moved the PS5 down here, and I've
Ooh.
got a nice stand, and it is a substantial upgrade from remote play on an external monitor from the iPad. I will tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks great. I mean, the remote play looked great, but this looks even better. It's
Did you get the new monitor yet?
Friday
Okay.
is when it's expected, so I'm very excited for that moment because that'll be a monitor designed for PS5, 120 frames per second, HDR 600. It's going to be bonkers. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. And it'll do, yeah, I guess it'll like dynamically scale with, like, if you open up a movie on the monitor, it'll know that's a movie and change like its settings automatically and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And it has more ports because currently I ran out of ports to have a PS5 and Switch and my iPad, so I kind of have to not use the Switch on the external for a couple days, which is fine.
You just get like a switcher.
I can,
like an
but I
external
might as well
switcher.
just wait. And then I realized the PSVR 1, the breakout box, doesn't support 120 frames a second. I got the second generation of PSVR 1 that supports HDR pass-through, but there was another advancement for the higher frame rates that doesn't support. So the PS4 Pro I ended up putting upstairs, and that's where PSVR 1 lives. And if we want to watch a Blu-ray the one time a year, we now have that hooked up for DVD or Blu-ray playback as a capability up there. And I forgot how much bigger the PS5 is from PS4 Pro. It is just laughable how much less space that takes up in the entertainment center upstairs. It's kind of funny. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do like the PS5 mounted vertically. It kind of looks pretty cool that way.
Yeah, that's how I have mine. It's pretty nice. It is really tall, but it looks pretty funny when I have my other systems there because I have like the Xbox underneath it and the Switch down below.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. If you have like a Series S and a Switch, it's like those two tiny things next to the mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, any updates on Call of Duty for you, Aaron?
Yeah, so today is the day that they launch Season 1 of Call of Duty. So I don't know if you guys ever play. It's basically like a season pass. So you just get
You have to pay for it?
things done. Yeah. But I already bought it as a part of like the game. I got like the Vault Edition, which came with everything.
With Fortnite, if you play the season, you can earn enough in-game currency to buy the next season. Is that a thing in Call of Duty?
No.
Okay.
I wish it was.
When I heard
it does not sound like something that Call of Duty would.
When I heard Fortnite did that, I was super surprised. It's like, oh, that's kind of brilliant of them to encourage you.
Fortnite free to play though already?
Yeah,
it is. But you have to pay at least to get into a season to start, right?
Well, you don't have.
Well,
no, you can play it free, but if you want the season pass, yeah,
right.
So
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
it's like $10. But then if you save all of the what's called
rewards.
V-Bucks.
Yeah, the V-Bucks that you earn for playing the season. You can buy the next season, have a little bit extra and spare, which is, I think that's brilliant too. I mean, they hope people probably buy skins and stuff instead of the season pass. They keep buying season. Yeah, but it's smart. Yeah. Anyways, go on about the season.
Yeah, so that came out today, and I hopped on for a game, and man, there's just so many more people playing now. I think a lot of people were just waiting for that to come out. And those lobbies are so toxic, man. It's just like
You're on
turn off
PC for this
voice
one?
chat. Yeah, well, but it's crossplay, so I'm in there with everyone. Those Xbox players, man. Xbox people are so. It's like, what happened to you in the past?
They're the
life?
bros.
Well, they're just so hateful. It's like they're just miserable that they're even on their Xbox. It's like go do something else. But yeah, and they also came out with Warzone 2.0. Warzone was a huge game.
Yeah.
But I never really got into it. But yeah, that's out today. But I've been playing.
And that's a brand new game. Like they lost their whole user base doing that, right? They've migrate
Warzone?
over.
Yeah, so I don't really know all the details because I never played it like hardcore. But yeah, from what I heard is that like it's totally new. Like your guns and stuff don't transfer over. Starting over, it's kind of like a fresh playing field. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
Cool.
And then I have also been playing. Speaking of the Switch dongle, Castlevania Advance, and that thing looks really good. Really good on my 4K monitor.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. That's all the advanced games from the
it has
era.
Yep. And it even comes with Dracula X, which was not released.
Are they bright? Can you see them?
Oh yeah, it's like very vibrant and bright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
The only thing is like you couldn't really tell it back when you're playing those games on the systems that they came out for, but on the TV, the characters kind of blend into the background a little bit because there's no shadows or anything, so you kind of have to know what you're doing. But other than that, it looks really good.
Sweet. Anything else?
My last little note of playtime.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about how long you played Xenoblade Chronicles. Well, I looked at the game I've been playing the most over the last year, which is RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing this since August of last year. My playtime, 1,497 hours.
Holy cow, 1 year?
In 1 year.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Or pretty bad. I don't know which way.
That is wow.
You guys need to play some RuneScape.
I've heard good things.
Oh, it's so fun.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is a lot in 1 year.
I don't know if I've hit a game that high ever.
Sure you have.
Yeah.
What about that Sub Wars you used to play?
Sub Wars.
I put a lot of hours in the Sub Wars. I really did.
Oh, man.
How many hours did I put in the Sub Wars?
Or the letter,
The letter. Classic.
Oh man, where's my 3DS?
Games that'll be lost in time forever.
I love Sub Wars. Where's my 3DS record? I have that
so bad. I remember playing one match of that game, and it's like, oh, I see someone. It's like, all right, let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'll line up my sub.
I loved that game. I mean, it was amazing.
It's like let's make Battleship even more boring.
I learned Morse code through a game.
Oh, I forgot about the Morse code.
Did you? Do you still remember it?
I could do it, maybe.
Okay, tap to us. We sunk your battleship.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did at the time. I actually did need to look at the code to type it at the time. But I liked this. It was like a first-person shooter that you could think through and plan your attacks more.
That's how first-person shooters are, though. You have to think through.
It was more strategic, I feel, than any first-person shooter. Yeah. But it was such a sub game. It was so good. Like I'm commanding the sub.
Like sub. Like it was below par. It was sub.
No, it was like like genuinely. I felt like I was commanding a submarine.
somehow on that little 2-inch screen.
Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to. What was the Nintendo called the like remember the Wii U and 3DS? What was that called? Rewind or
I don't
What?
know.
they had a page where it's like here's your favorite memories from 3DS.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I looked at that.
Celebrating 3DS. Or let's see. I'm trying to find this here. Anyways, I might not find it. Nintendo is very, very whatever about it. Yeah, I'll have to look that up later. It's not funny. Anyways, anything else before we wrap it up?
RuneScape's doing double experience right now, so perfect time to jump in.
It's true. Okay. John, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Find me on at John Wesley A.
But you, Aaron?
You used to be able to find me on Twitter, but I'm not really using that anymore. So
Okay.
you can
You're on
find me
PSN? You're on
you can find me
PSN?
on- oh yeah, PSN, Sage Levi, Twitch, Sage Levi.
Okay. And then I did find the memories on here for the 3DS.
What's it say?
I played 1,150 hours in total. My top game was
Wait,
Pokemon.
oh! In total, I was like, of Sub Wars. I was like, no.
So my top game, Pokemon X, 297 hours. That's my first Pokemon game ever. Followed by Animal Crossing New Leaf at 248, followed by third of Steel Diver Sub Wars at 67 hours.
Holy cow!
I
67
freaking
hours.
loved the
That's
Sub
more than you did in
Wars.
Xenoblade 3.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was one of the best Sub Wars, and I played Sub Wars just a couple months ago, and I won.
Someone was playing.
There's still some people playing. I won that match
Still
because
people playing.
there were.
Miyamoto.
It wasn't as active as it was before, but
I can't believe you put 300 hours into X.
I mean, it was my very first Pokemon game, so it's like that was where I had Pokemon fever of like, what have I been missing out on my whole life? The Pokemons. And I did. I think I cleared the whole Pokedex and like got into like breeding and crap like that. Like, I got into it. Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't read before he played Pokemon.
it's true. And that's when I went back and played all the other Pokemon games to get a complete Pokedex. I bought up like a DS and a Game Boy Advance.
I
And,
remember that.
That was a whole journey of like, let's get everything and migrate upwards into X. But anyways, you can find me on the interwebs at iPad Pros Podcast. That's another show I do, and that's my Twitter handle for that show. And at TChatson is my handle everywhere, including PSN. And if Switch has handles, I think it does. That's my handle there. And we'll chat next time for level 207. And we'll have some fresh hot takes of Pokemon Violet. Scarlet is for... I don't know who it's for. It's for people. Bye.